everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Brennan and welcome to Brennan G. Lowrey Violin. Welcome to Brennan Talks. This is the show where I discuss my recommended classical listening for the week, violin techniques, and special topics in the arts. Now be sure to stick around to the end to find out my 3 favorite educational violin-related videos on YouTube. Enjoy! This week's classical rec is one of my personal favorite violinists and one of the greats of the 20th century, Lord Yehudi Menuhin. Menuhin was born in the United States in 1916 and died in 1999. His career spanned from his first concert at the age of 7 years old to his last concert less than a year before his death, and during that time he maintained a 70-year contract with the recording label EMI, for which he recorded over 300 works. In addition to traditional classical music, he also played jazz, ragas, and new compositions. His influence is impossible to overstate. He was the founder of countless music festivals, competitions, and schools. He was an early proponent of yoga and the classical arts, and he was made a lord by the United Kingdom. I've linked a couple of videos in the description. One is of the Brahms Violin Concerto, and the other is one of Menuhin's collaborations with Ravi Shankar, the famous sitar player. Check them out and enjoy! Now it's time for Technique of the Week! This week I'm covering a technique I touched on in my video on Collet. It's the basics of the stroke called Upbow Staccato. Upbow Staccato relies on a couple of basic motion. One is a pinch, and the other is the Collet motion. To execute Upbow Staccato in the most basic way, you want to use the first finger to pinch the string, and then release it just as you move the bow upward. A slightly more advanced method for executing Upbow Staccato is to combine the pinch with the Collet motion I talked about, like this. When you put it all together, it should look and sound something like this. I've included links in the description to a couple of videos that go into a bit more detail about the technique. Hope this helps! For today's special topic, I'm covering my 3 favorite violin-related educational videos on YouTube. These aren't necessarily videos related to technique, even though one deals with technique almost exclusively. I prefer to see these as windows into 20th century violin playing, and I find myself coming to them again and again and again when I'm in need of inspiration. I've included links to all of the videos in the description. Without further ado, let's go! First up on the list is a series of master classes with Jascha Heifetz, filmed at the University of Southern California. The whole series is filled with excellent violin playing, insights by Heifetz, and displays of technical mastery from Heifetz and the students alike. I've watched these videos over and over again for years, and I think the main reason I keep coming back to them is every time I watch them I learn something new. Heifetz's instructions and playing take the music beyond just the technical, which is something I think all musicians strive for. Next up is a set of violin tutorials by the great 20th century violinist and today's classical rec, Yehudi Menuhin. From what I've been able to find out, these videos are from old BBC broadcasts and are a companion to the book Violin 6 Lessons, also by Menuhin. The videos seem to contain an almost complete catalog of the foundations of Menuhin's technique. These are some of my favorite videos on violin playing, but not because they're necessarily correct in their technical approach to the instrument. There are a lot of ideas in them that don't broadly apply to most musicians playing today. However, there are a lot of principles in the videos that do apply to almost everyone playing the instrument, and it details an approach to the instrument that really is distinct from almost every other method I've seen. Last, but certainly not least, is the documentary The Art of the Violin. The documentary focuses on the history of the violin and includes interviews with and recordings of a very large number of the 20th century masters. I love this film because, frankly, it inspires me. It's a film about individualism, about what it means to be a musician, about what it means to be a violinist. It's a film about artistry, and it's filled with fantastic recordings of fantastic musicians. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any musicians you'd like me to shout out in a future classical rec, any violin techniques you'd like me to cover, or any special topics you'd like me to talk about. If you're interested in violin lessons, shoot me an email at bglviolin@gmail.com or check out bglviolin.com to find out more. As always, see you next week, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.